Just to start with, tell us a little bit about why you decided to start MyOwn and why it's important to you.
Yeah, I wanted to start it because back in the mid peak of COVID and racial injustice and stuff like that, everyone was posting things on their social media stories. And I was asking myself, how do we actually make a change? Like, we're spreading the word and we're spreading the causes and stuff like that, but like no one's actually doing something towards making the world a better place. That's kind of cliche, but like in that making the world a better place type thing. And so I was sitting there around November and I was like, I need to do something that actually changes someone's life. And to pinpoint your second question, it's important to me because I grew up with a single mom. So I wanted to give back to that community because I can only imagine how hard it was for them during the pandemic and how hard it probably still is. And I just knew what my mom dealt with when I was younger, and I saw it firsthand. And I just want to give back to that group of people and change their lives in any way that I can.
You talked about it a little bit, but tell us a little bit about the inspiration of your mom and growing up with a single mom and what kinds of things that stuck with you and now that you want to impact people who are in a similar position.
Some things that stuck with me just kind of give me a new level of understanding strength and what strength is and how strong someone actually can be. One thing that stuck with me or that I kind of embodied is like independence. And I really want to that's one of the messages in my brand is kind of just this idea of like being an independent person and expressing yourself how you want to and individuality and kind of just this free spirit type I don't know, kind of feel. And yeah, that's one thing that stuck with me. And in relation to just living it, it's just, I think it's something that you kind of just wouldn't understand unless you kind of experienced it. And I just saw my mom do so many things that were she had 10 hands and she just did everything for us. And I just want to honor that for sure.
Tell us a little bit about the business specifically and what you make and where you find the time to make it all while you're playing basketball.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wish I had so much more time between school and basketball. I mean, I barely am able to scrape up an hour a day to try to figure something out. But yeah, I try to manage it the best I can. When I can scrape in the small time and get to it, I trying to get some things done over Christmas break. But it's definitely a challenge, and I'm excited to experience what it would be like post grad school, where I get some more time to work on it.
You're wearing an example sweatshirt right now. And the big thing is that there's these words and phrases on the clothing that you produce. Where does the inspiration come for that? And why are the words and the choice of words so important to MyOwn as a brand?
Yeah, I think the wording was honestly the hardest thing to come up with because I wanted to actually empower somebody and empower, like I said, individuality, strength, independence, things like that. And I think the phrases that I've chosen completely embody that. And one of the shirts and slogans that I appreciate the most is the yellow one that says the grass is green wherever I am. And I think it's just kind of this idea that like we can root ourselves and we can find ourselves and become ourselves. And just in that process and in that turning point in our lives, we can become somebody, we can become more powerful and be stronger and things like that. And I just want to empower people. I just want to make people feel good and make people feel powerful for sure.
And it's kind of like a two-pronged empowerment, right? It's the empowerment of what the words themselves say, and then the empowerment of taking some of the proceeds, right, and donating those to single-family homes like you talked about.
Absolutely.
Is this something that you want to pursue full-time going forward? Is this beyond just something that you're doing on the side now? How much do you want this to be something that grows with you as you finish up your college career?
Yeah, 100%. I think that if I spent more time with it, that it could grow into something bigger. And I just want to be patient in the whole process. I don't want it to be my main source of income, but I definitely want it to be a significant part of it. And literally, I want to give it all back. I want to give it all to somebody because there are times in my life where I just knew what I could have needed. I knew what I needed. I knew how my life could have changed in some manner. And I know money's not the whole thing. There's so many other things, which is why I want to make the brand empowering as well. And yeah, but if it grows into something bigger, I'll be so grateful. But right now I'm kind of staying put and just going to work super hard and manifest good things. And hopefully it turns into something great.
What's some of the feedback that you've gotten from folks who have been kind of impressed or it's meant something to them? Some of the folks who have gotten the shirts or maybe have gotten some of the proceeds so far.
Yeah, people just say they're thankful. I give these little small handwritten notes when I send them to people. And one thing I say all of them is, I hope this hoodie, I hope this shirt, whatever they got, feels like a big hug. Like I want it to feel like a big open space community. I want to feel like I want to create this in this community, and I want these people to not feel like they're alone. So when we're asking questions of like people who've gotten it, like I want them to feel like I am part of them, and I want them to feel like they can lean on me for anything. And I want them to have this piece of clothing to kind of signify that. And a lot of them just say they're thankful for it, and they think I'm doing a great thing. And that's literally the basis of the feedback I get is you're doing something really cool. You're doing something really great. And I'm just like, thank you.
Well, it is really special. And I'm glad we got to the chance to tell your story. So thanks so much for being with us.
You guys are great. Thank you so much.
That's Alaysia Styles, and we'll be back with more second half basketball coming up between Boston College and Syracuse on ACC Network Extra.